Hello, my name is Josie and you're listening to the Yoga Local podcast. Welcome, thank you for joining. Today I am calling on all you warriors of the whirlwind, right? All you busy bees out there who are stuck in the daily grind. I want us to dive into a little bit of the art of self-discovery, svadhyaya, through yoga practice. And that might not mean a lot to you, but this might. So I just want you to consider, first of all, life's busy, right? Most of us have a lot of commitments. You know, we're spinning those wheels, spinning those plates, trying to tick off the endless list of to-dos, and constantly in the busy. And even when we do get those moments, often very rare moments of downtime, how are we filling them? Probably not so skillfully. Okay, we kind of end up knee deep in like tech fixes, right? Especially this day and age. Instant gratification. We've got Netflix, you know, on demand. We've got Amazon Prime ready to deliver something to our door, you know, within 24 hours or maybe even less. We can get stuff from, you know, likes of Uber Eats delivered to our door in moments. We can stuff ourselves silly and just forget, right? And you know, I think we've all got the potential for that. I think probably, if we're honest, we've all been a little guilty of using these kind of these tech distractions. However, what if it wasn't just your smartphone or your technical equipment that was in on this game too? What if your yoga practice was also responsible for some of this distraction? And I'm serious, because there's so many classes popping up in the Western field of yoga that are just diving headfirst into that instant gratification pool. Consciously or not, you can kind of make that call, but it's a big red flag for me when a class is overly focused on perfecting postures, nailing postures, having a good headstand, coming out like with a pool of sweat on the floor, and we're measuring our success based on that, and ignoring the deeper powers of yoga, or not giving them the true value that they deserve, which are things like mastering the mind, finding stillness, finding stability, working on our sense of resilience, our capacity to stay in a moment and deal with what comes up, rather than distracting it with more noise, more information, more stimulation. And instead, we when we could be working on cultivating a really focused energy that will help us to navigate life and overcome all its obstacles. And, you know, I would invite you to consider, I sometimes do this in class, I ask people, would it be easier for me to go and ask you to run 20 minutes around the block, or sit for 20 minutes in meditation and find that deeper connection to yourself? I mean, most people, I think, given the choice, would go for the activity of running, of stimulation, of being outside of themselves, rather than take that opportunity to do the deeper inner work. Okay, so you wouldn't be alone in that. And the reason is fear. Okay, so we don't often want to go there. We fear what we're going to uncover, the fear of all those truths lurking in the subconscious shadows of our mind. Because what if, when we get still, that stillness starts to reveal something that doesn't quite match up with the persona, the ego, right? The ideal image of who we think we are, what we're putting out there. What if those two, you know, are a little bit misaligned? That can be really uncomfortable, and it can send us spiraling back into the doom scrolling and the Netflix and the Uber Eats. And I think of that as a little bit of yoga purgatory. You know, we could be in a practice, but we're not actually doing the deeper work. And so we're staying the same. We're coming up against the same issues all the time. We're still working with a certain level of disillusionment in life. You know, our practice gives us maybe a fleeting opportunity for peace and stillness. But if we're not practicing as the yogis kind of wanted us to practice, with the specific methods, the specific teachings, the science, then we're going to stay in that yoga purgatory. We're going to stay in the physical. We're going to stay hanging around doing the same thing, wondering why we're not getting better results. And, you know, the worst kind of outcome of that is we give up. We tend to think our practice isn't working, and it's time to really take a bold move and get out of that yoga purgatory. And, you know, we're all on this path. We'll all probably arrive at that point in our own time. I know I did. There was this kind of very real dissatisfaction with what I was practicing. There's got to be more to it than this, surely. And there was. But unfortunately, the teachers that have this information to share are few and far between. So you've got to kind of take yourself out of maybe something that's familiar and comfortable, and go and look and find some of these deeper practices, deeper teachings, deeper ways of working that are going to start to move you on that evolutionary path. So, are you ready for that bold move? Are you ready to start ditching some of the distractions, some of this unnecessary activity? You know, I call it some of the yoga entertainment. It's okay to kind of take a little snack every now and then, but just like if we were to replace a good hearty meal with constant snacking, it's not going to do us any good. Start to think about your practice as a complete diet, you know, and the full scope of yoga is offering you all the nutrients, all the nourishment, all the tools to help you to thrive, to work towards self-excellence. And if we're not going for that, we're not really practicing yoga, you know. So one of those practices, okay, is this aspect of self-study, right? Of going in, of reflection. We can do this as part of our asana practice, our posture practice. There's other ways to reflect and, journaling after meditation, contemplation. There's so many ways that we can make the time to go inwards. But our practice, Moon, Sun, Fire, actually helps us to move into the potential for that experience, right? Because if our mind is constantly busy, if we're in that constant whirlwind of noise and activity, mental stimulation, distraction, entertainment, we're not really giving ourselves that full opportunity to hear the inner whispers of the soul and really receive what it is that's intelligently guiding us through life. And there is a natural intelligence guiding us through life, and often we're kind of drowning it out with all that distraction, all that scrolling, all that Netflixing, and all that snacking, you know. So it takes that switch in recognizing that we need to move into a new arena, okay? A new arena, take that bold move away from the distractions, challenge the norms that we have come to accept as truth, maybe find different perspectives, different cultures who view inner growth as something absolutely fundamental to our health, who celebrate this desire for inner growth. And then we can start to redefine and start to reframe what it is to be successful and to have that real sense of contentment and fulfillment. And maybe start to recognize that it's not in the doing more, it's not in the working harder, it's not in the striving, it's not in the pushing, it's not in the straining that we receive that fulfillment and contentment. It's more in the stepping back, in the going inwards, in the revealing of who we truly are and our own intrinsic power, our own intrinsic qualities of joy, our intrinsic qualities of strength and courage. They all come from within. No one gives them to us. It's something from within coming forward. So trying to find it elsewhere or relying on someone else to give it to us is super unstable way of achieving success and fulfillment, because if we're relying on all that external stuff, as soon as that external stuff is no longer part of our life, whether it's a person, a place, a situation, then we lose our sense of success and fulfillment. It has to come from within, and that's why self-study and being able to kind of start peel back the layers of who you are and what is success for you and what is fulfillment and why am I doing this and why is this constant pursuit of goals and performance related achievement. Why is that so important? And again, it is a bold move because there is that fear that's attached to it. We may go in and find things that we don't like, and we can kind of retract from that, but it's part of the process. It's part of the process. Yoga is not a quick fix, so all this movement in the modern yoga world to try and give us those instant wins, bullet points, solutions, right? We've got to stop thinking that it's that it's the easy path, that we don't need to spend that time. We don't need to do that deeper inner work. We don't need to carve out time from ourselves. As much as we would wish that we could, work through all this stuff in like one class, one sequence of classes, the truth is it's a daily practice, because the truth is life is happening all around us at all times. The obstacles to our success, the obstacles to us feeling ourselves are being thrown in our path at all times. So we have to have a constant way of mitigating that, and that is what a practice is all about. And then coming back to your experiences on a daily basis and how they've kind of played out in your world is really gold in terms of how we can then grow and evolve and meet the next moment, and meet the next challenge, meet the next obstacle from a new perspective. And as we dive deeper, all the fixed ways of thinking and doing suddenly start to dissolve, and we start to uncover a more truer, more authentic, more content version of who we are. So if you feel that you may be stuck in the whirlwind of seeking quick fixes, dodging the inner truth, using instant gratification to bypass the things that you may be needing to deal with, then I invite you to come to a practice, find a practice here or somewhere else, but find a practice where you can fully discover yourself and adventure into self-discovery. It's in those truths that you will start to evolve and grow and become all that you can be. So I'm inviting you to throw away those distractions, use your practice to plug into those quiet moments. It's steadiness, it's ease, it's not dull, it's not life, it's not lazy. It's getting into that part of you that is focused, clear, calm, strong, free, and free to pursue whatever it is that you want to pursue from an authentic place, not conditioned at all by societal pressures, family pressures, relationship pressures, just to show up completely and honestly as you are and as who you were meant to be. It's not a walk in the park, but the rewards are huge, and the joy of living authentically is worth every step of the way. So if you're interested, come and join us here at Yoga Locals. Is just exactly what we're looking to help to pass on to you guys. And we can't wait to see you in a class soon. Okay, bye for now.